Hello, welcome back to another edition of The Lead. I'm your host, Cody Johnson, and today we're going to be taking a look at what Derek Stingley brings to the Houston Texans. Let's get into it. Derek Stingley Jr. was my number one corner in the 2022 NFL Draft. A guy that's very natural, very fluid, very athletic. The guy was probably the best corner in all of college football in the 2019 season as a 17, 18-year-old kid. Very uncommon, very unheard of for a true freshman to come in and play the way he did. He's physical. He's a great man-to-man corner. He's not a stranger to zone, but needs to be in more man concepts to get the best of his abilities. And we're going to take a look at some clips here. First clip, he's in off coverage. He's not going to be pressing at the line of scrimmage. Wide receiver gets a free release, and you're going to see it's feet before hands with him. He's turning and running with the wide receiver before he's hand fighting and grabbing. You can see right here, he turns his body, flips his hips. He's about to hit with his hands, but he's not yet. But it was feet before hands, right? Feet before hands, and he's running with the wide receiver. Now he's in a trail technique here. He's in a trail technique, and he's baiting the quarterback, thinking that the wide receiver has a step on him. Flipped his head right here. Flips his head, looking for the ball. Now he's kind of in his hip pocket. High points the ball, makes play, makes an interception. All right, we'll run through it one more time. Just natural. This is better than a lot of average NFL corners, right? And this is a 17, 18-year-old kid. So you can see it again here against Georgia. Just same thing, off coverage. He's not pressing. Wide receiver gets a free release to the outside. He's gonna feet before hands, hand fighting but not grabbing. Turns his head at the last second. Ball falls right into his lap. Something, again, you don't see this from true freshman corners in college. I don't want to say you don't see it in the NFL, but from average to below average corners, they're not as natural as he was in those two plays right there. So, and then now this play, you saw some of his fluidity in the last two plays, right? But this play kind of exemplifies what I'm talking about with his fluidity and his loose hips and stuff like that. So, another one, he's in off coverage. He's playing the wide receiver, okay, and he gets stuck right here in an awkward positioning, right? He can't make a play on the ball like this. So we continue the play. He flips around completely, as you can see here, and that's not something corners are taught to do. You flip around completely, and these corners are out of the play. He actually creates separation, as you can see right here, and he does a little bit more because he's flipping around. But he's so fluid, he gets his hips flipped immediately before the ball gets there and gets right back in the hip pocket. High pointing the ball again, making a play. That's not something you see every day from a lot of corners. Just great fluidity and natural ability. Now, this play versus Georgia, he's in another off technique, and this wide receiver here on the edge, we're at the top of the screen. This wide receiver here on the edge is going to be running an out route. And on the break, this wide receiver is going to have 3 to 4 yards of separation. As you can see right there. Right there. That's 3 yards of separation right there. Stingley, in off coverage, sees it, breaks on the ball immediately, showing his athleticism. Obviously this is going to be an inside thrown ball, so Stingley has a good chance at it. But just to see his break and athleticism again, then that's what you want to see from these high pick corners. Now, his film wasn't perfect in 2019. Devonta Smith versus Alabama got the better of him. You're not going to win all these battles. Alabama has the best of the best wide receivers in college football. Sometimes you're going to lose, but I think this play kind of exemplifies what he needs to work on, which, as a 17, 18-year-old kid, this isn't unheard of, that, he gets faked out on an outside release and lets Devonta Smith beat him to the inside, and then Devonta Smith's going to catch the ball, obviously, right here. And, that's not something unheard of, again. Something he needs to work on, but with NFL coaching, I think this is something that's easily fixable. Again, 17, 18-year-old kid at this point. Now, same thing again versus Alabama. This play here, he just gets beat by a good wide receiver. It's an outside release. He's in position. He's in position the whole way. Again, running with him. It was feet before hands. Running with the wide receiver. Turns it, flips his head. It was just a perfectly thrown ball. Devonta Smith comes back to it and makes a play, makes a catch, right? That's just something that's going to happen. So, again, for a 17 to 18-year-old kid, for him to get beat against the best of the best in college football, it happens. It's going to happen to any corner. So, not something, I think it's overplayed that he got burned against those guys. You know, he also had one play where Alabama's wide receivers and quarterbacks were all looking to the sideline, acting like they were going to take a play change or a play call change. So same thing with LSU. They were looking to their sideline for Dave Aranda to change the play call. And then Alabama just hikes the ball. And Stingley, looking to the sideline, just gets beat off the snap immediately because he wasn't paying attention because he was looking at the coaches changing the play. So, you know, bad game got the better of them in the Alabama game. These wide receivers did, specifically Devonta Smith, but it happens. I think this is overplayed a little bit. But now this is what is kind of worrisome. It's, again, here, he's playing off coverage. He's in the slot. He's going to get beat to the inside. He's playing off coverage, an inside slant route. You're going to get beat on that a lot. There's not much you can do. You know, you have to see the play coming and trigger pretty hard. So I'm not really worried about that. It's what happens after the catch. Right here, he's running with him. He sees that his safety's coming down, and he's expecting him to make a tackle, right? Safety gets juked. And then Derek Stingley, this form's horrible. This, trying to bring him down by his arm, just not a good tackling at all, right? We'll run it again. Just not good. You need to, you could have just thrown him out to the sideline at least, or bring him down. There's just got to be better tackling than that. But I will say in the same game, he's at the bottom of your screen here, and he makes a critical fourth down stop with a tackle. So he triggers down on the quarterback, getting him by the legs, gator rolling, bringing him down, fourth down. Great stop. So, I think the woes of his tackling are a little bit overblown. It's just inconsistent. I think it just needs some coaching, to be honest. I don't think he has horrible technique, but it can be better. And then some of it is a willingness. Like on the last play, I think it was a willingness. So for me, I think Derek Stingley, I like the pick. It was an A- for if I had to give it a grade to me, just because you hope he can stay healthy, right? The big issue is going to be health, as he only played 10 games in the last 2 seasons. But for me at least, as long as he can stay healthy, I believe that Derek Stingley has the talent to be a top 3 to 5 corner in the NFL eventually. Not his rookie season, but eventually. That's the type of corner he is. But that's going to be all for today. If you like the video, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and then I'll be doing the Kenyon Green video here soon, so y'all stay tuned for that. Have a good one.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.